Welcome, here I've got LG V50 ThinQ and I'm gonna show you how to use the camera pro mode at this device. So let's start by tapping on the camera button to open it, and for now we are in the standard photo mode. Let's change it by using this settings bar and just simply going to the right. Here we have the manual camera mode, so this is kind of pro here, and this mode gives us access to some settings we can adjust by ourselves, and this is really useful when we want to learn photographic skills or making experiments with photography. So let me start with this settings bar. Let's go from the left. The first one button here is the white balance, so we can control the temperature of our picture. As you can see, we have access to this slider, and by going to the left we can make our photo more cold, more blue. By going to the right, we can make it more warm, more orange. So this is how it works, and this is kind of balance between this blue and orange light. And here, by tapping on this button with auto from the right, we can of course easily go back to auto white balance, so there's no problem to start using this again when we tap here. Now let's move to the next one button. Here we have the focusing, and we can adjust it manually by using this slider. We can also pick this button with focus picking from the left, and now we have this green signs that show us the areas of our focus, so we can easily check if it's correctly adjusted. As you can see now, this is how it works. We can of course go back to the autofocus by tapping again to the right here to this button with auto. The next one button here is the exposure compensation, so we can manage the light of our picture. We can make it by going to the right more bright, and by going to the left more dark. At the center of this slider we have 0, 0 parameters, so now we are again on auto exposure compensation. And now let's move to the next one button. Here we have ISO, and this is connected with the last one here, the shutter speed. So these two buttons are connected. As you can see, the exposure compensation now is locked because the ISO and shutter speed together are kind of exposure compensation. So let me show you the ISO. Here we can control the camera's sensitivity to light. We can make it less sensitive from 50, and by going to the right, more sensitive, as you can see, to 3 and 2000 of it. So this is wide spectrum, and as you can see, the light is changing. So if we go to the right on the slider, we can get more light to our picture. And the shutter speed allows us to control the time of taking photos. We can make it longer by going to the left from 30 seconds, so this is really long time, and this should be better to objects that are definitely stable at the picture. As you can see, we can get here also more light to our photo. By going to the right on this slider, we can make our time much shorter, and the shortest here is 1 and 3 and 2000 of second. So this is really short, and this should be better to objects, for example, that are in move, to frozen them at the picture. As you can see, now let's tap again on ISO, and when we make the picture more sensitive, we can, as you can see, adjust the light of it. And we can of course here from the right tap on auto to go back to auto settings. We can also use this button here on this settings bar, and then all of these settings go back to the auto, so you don't have to do it separately here. You can just tap here and then all of this go back to the auto. And now let's move to the left corner to this button. When we tap on it, we can open the advanced camera settings. Most of them is also in standard photo mode, but we have a few things here in manual camera, like graphy photos. So let me start with that. When we tap on this button, we can turn them on and turn them off as we need. And we have short information that this applies settings from existing photos to your own. So let's go back to the camera, and as you can see here, it appears with this button from the right, so graphy, just one tap to turn it on. And now we have some existing photos like night sky, night view, street, and they show us these settings and how to correctly adjust them to this kind of picture. So for example, let's go to the street. Now we have ISO on 100, shutter speed 1 and 2 and 5,000 of second. So this is really cool because we can learn from this and how to take this kind of pictures. And now let's go to none. Let's turn them off. Let's move again to the left corner here. Here we have also really pro option, save as RAW. Also by using this button we can turn it on and turn it off, and this is really cool thing because the RAW format is used by professional photographers to saving more details at the pictures and post-producing them in graphic programs. So this is really cool option here. And I want to show you also one extra thing here in white. When we tap here, we can add some help to our pictures like level and grid. The grid lines are also in the standard photo mode, but with the Pro mode we have the leveler. So let's tap on it, and now when we go back we can see these signs, and it helps us to take our photographic topic, for example, straight at the picture. So this is how to use this here. Of course we can go back to the left corner and turn it off here. So let's stay on this, and now let me use these settings to take a picture. Let's reset them and start with the white balance so we can make the photo more warm now. And let me use this maybe here and the shorter time. To see the photo, let's move to the left to this button. When we tap on it, we can get quick access to the gallery. And this is how it works. Thanks for watching, subscribe our channel and leave the thumbs up.